I'm Bertha Harris, and I got to be moderator of this panel on images of lesbians in literature because Alma Routsong, whom you might know as Isabel Miller, she's also Isabel Miller, insisted that because sometimes I'm a school teacher, I'm very good at bringing people out. I said that. And so I decided that if being a moderator won't bring this audience out, I might become an exaggerator and let my first task be the introduction of the people on this panel. They're all very well read and very well written. So I also want to tell you something about the structure of this thing so it won't be your regular tight-ass panel discussion and we can end the thing in a fist fight in the hall. Isabel Miller is also Alma Routsong, but she is also Isabel Miller. And she's the author of Patience and Sarah, which is probably the only happy lesbian novel ever published. You're exaggerators too, yeah.
No, they meant every bit of it.
As I remember in that book, they had one bad night together. No, it's She prefers the title that she originally had for that novel, A Place for Us. Before her present incarnation as lover and beloved of women, she wrote several straight novels, which she tells me weren't all that straight because actually when she was writing them, she was really, you know, of course, in the process of being a lesbian in her head anyway. So Alma will go ahead eventually and tell you more intimate details about herself. Jill Johnston, as they say, needs no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. Long famous for the outrageousness and courageousness of her Amazonian assaults on the forces of decay and corruption in our society. Better and more briefly known as heterosexuality. She is presently coming completely into her own queendom of heaven as a writer, as more and more her most recent book, Lesbian Nation, The Feminist Solution, is being recognized not only as a great work of political vision, but also as a great and exemplary work of literature, especially, right on, yes. Especially in its interpretation of the total consciousness of the lesbian woman. Maricla Moyano is the most recently published of this street gang up here. Known heretofore as one of the most imaginative activists and participants in the lesbian community, she showed us this past winter the more profound and fulsome dimensions of her life when her book, which is entitled A Beginning Book, was published, detailing exactly what we need to know more of, which is the growth of woman and lesbian into the larger world, or the world into the larger world of the lesbian. And this is something about what I hope the structure of this thing might be, and that is that the members of this panel are really also all of you. The works that we're going to discuss are both bad and good expressions. What?
Aren't you going to say anything about you? Bertha Harris is one of the most incredibly image-filled and gorgeous writers I have ever read in my whole life. I am so overwhelmed. And she's got 2 great books, name of, give me a minute, Catching Sarah Dove and Memoirs of Cherubino. Confessions of Cherubino. And they're great, and naturally she wouldn't mention anything like that.
All right, enough of this nonsense. I'm going to talk about art.